Okay. Let's drop the screen. Branding. And continue on. So I'm going to finish up this one. And then I've got recommendations for the next set. I've got blanks. Anybody wants to throw out character suggestions while I'm streaming? It's all good. You can see I messed up here. I got a senior moment and I made this part of his cow brown too. So when I scan these, I'll fix it digitally by copying phony color from like the thigh into the head. But let's see. I got a bunch of suggestions from people in college in Hawaii. Some obscure things. And some, people think it's funny to give me off the wall or obscure characters. I'll see if I can see what I can do with the suggestions I've got. Got a lot of them. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up Loki and Black Widow, and then I at least want to get this sketched out, preferably inked, and if I have the energy, maybe color. I don't know that I'll have the energy. Use this computer for my reference screen. So let me look at Loki, TVA. So I know the TVA suit's it's not orange, it's kind of yellow orange. See stuff. Norton Safe Search is great for keeping your computer safe, but it's terrible for trying to find something. So it's not really orange, it's kind of pale yellow-brown. And then the TVA part is orange. Stripes on the sleeve is orange. And this is like a denim collar. Okay, here we go. Mark it there. Let me bring the comments up so I can see if anybody says anything. Sorry. And copy in the StreamYard link. If anybody actually wants to come in and join me, they can. But most people are shy, so it's all good. I'm pretty shy myself, but that's how I get to know people. Okay, so that is the chat for StreamYard. If anybody wants to come in. Let's jump into this. Got my Beats machine going. I change the beats every now and then just so I have some auditory stimulus. I'm going to take out one earbud since no one's talking. Keep it charged. See, having the beats helps. It's not too distracting. Just enough noise. Since it's up tempo, it helps. For having people to talk to, but when I don't have someone to talk to, then at least the music helps me. It helps me keep my mind going. So this is flashed out here. Color. And of course, signature flash. Howdy, howdy, whoever's watching. The StreamYard link is in the chat if you'd like to jump in and join me. If you're just working on bookmarks for Free Comic Book Day, we print up sets for the local comics. In Comic Jam Hawaii, we print up sets for the local comic shops and usually the state libraries, but they're not participating in Free Comic Book Day this year. Still due to COVID restrictions, I think. Let's see. Yellow, tan. Let's go with this. As far as discussion, I don't have anything on the docket. So you guys got something you want to talk about? You can throw it in the comments, and we'll talk about it. Pretty fair game. No language is okay. I try not to cuss too much, but I'm not averse to cussing. I don't do the NSFW kind of work, though. Illustration. I've only done it a couple times, and it's just weird. It's my upbringing, and I'm just not comfortable doing it. It's so weird how how you're raised can mess you up that way. Because empirically or logically, I understand that there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like a mental block from how I was raised. Let's see, so that's a stop. Okay. I'm trying to remember what this little bumper area was. Well, I do see that's a cool handmade bookmark you got. Okay. Yeah. Some are better than others. I'm not real happy with my Marvel world, and got irritated by Wolverine. I had that senior moment and put the wrong color in his cowl. Now this thing, if I remember correctly, is like gold outline, and then the liquid inside, or whatever it is inside, is kind of purple and white for the time reset. And like I said, he's wearing a denim shirt. I'm trying to get a blue. The diamond collar is red. The rest of the collar is like dark. Rack of markers out so it's closer. I'll jump off the top. Oh. I gotta sell some drawings. I get drawings all over the place from streams. Like, I did a stream where I was drawing I wanted to draw the character from Moving Train, and then I was doing some Cruella, Captain America tribute there. Yeah, just and then I keep these things, and we don't have as conventions as much as we used to, so we just sit around my room. I'm glad when conventions start up in earnest. I think the first one we have here in Hawaii is going to be in November. I want to say it's the weekend before Thanksgiving, if I remember correctly. And that's Comic-Con Honolulu / Kauai-Con. Darker purple. This is like it's almost like an antique gold on the edges. It's a bit. Again, howdy, whoever's watching. You're welcome to join me in the stream if you want to jump in. You don't have to have a camera on. If you want to have a mic so that I can actually talk to you. So whatever you guys want to talk about tonight, let me know. What did I was watching lately? I finished Yusuke on Netflix about the Black Samurai. It was okay, but I thought from what I recall in the press leading up to it, I thought it was going to be like a more historical drama about this Black Samurai, which is based on an actual person. But this is a really fantastic. When I say fantastic, I mean like Flights of Fancy and fantasy kind of fantastic, not fantastic as in great. Although it's not bad. But I was expecting more of a historical kind of drama or something, a little more, or at least something a little more historically accurate. And then I jump into the show, and there's shaman running around with huge magic powers, and there's robots and mecha, and there's a werebear. What the hell is this? Amazing how your artwork always looks awesome on craft paper. Well, you're looking at where are you looking at my art at? It's not really craft paper. That's the tone board. It's either the pads that come like that, or from my local comic shop. When they ship comics to them, they have these like chipboard dividers in between the stacks of comics in the box, and that's what got me started on drawing the tone paper stuff. So I have stacks of that in here too. So let's see. Where's his hair? It's kind of greasy black. His hair always looks greasy. Why does his hair always look greasy? We'll leave some white in there to give it that sheen. Or unless you're talking about the startup screens, that I just I have a scan of like the tone paper that I'd like to put the art on. These are the weird things that like you get known for certain things. Like I've done a lot of tone drawings now because of drawing in my local comic shop. That's how I got started on it. Like I said, so I go on Wednesdays and get comics, and then they'd hand me a piece of the divider board, and I draw on that, and I started taking divider board home with me. It really, it's cool using the divider board because the lights, when you put the white in there, really makes it stand out. So I think that's why I like working on the tone paper. It's shading. I'll put the link back in the chat again. If anybody wants to actually jump in and talk with me, you can talk about whatever you want. I'm just having a bad day at work. Come vent on me. I don't care. I'm a girl, guy. I take it. Someone asked me for like romance advice. I'm old and married, and my days of romance are long behind me. Probably much to my wife's chagrin. Let's see. Now, this is really darker than you would want for real life, but I've been working with the Copics for a while now. I just found this combination really for Caucasian skin, for light skinned people. This YR 000 is it? Yeah, YR 000 is a nice base, and then strangely this light gray makes a nice shadow onto that color. Not realistic, but visually nice. You kind of like having the shadows be a little bit deeper than you see in like photographs or whatever. I just think it makes gives the face more shape. I've got the colors here. Have you ever tried to make a flip book? You like the animation, you mean? If that's what you're talking about? If that's what you're talking about, I haven't done that since, probably junior high, and I'm 53, so it's been a while. But yeah, I used to enjoy doing that, making like stick figures fight. I probably have another 10 years before I retire, but I've always thought, you know, once I have more time to like learn programs and stuff, I wanna try some animation. I played with stuff, you know, digitally, but so like I said, it's just a matter of time. Just never seems to be enough time. I'm sorry for snorting in your ears, folks. Let's see. What color are Loki's eyes? Anybody know? Any super Loki fans know what color his eyes are? We'll call them gray. Bluish gray. So we'll go with the cool gray. Cool gray over here. Should have refilled them after yesterday, but forgot that. Oh well. Need a lot of it for that. Oh, I do want to color a little bit around here though. I'm going to put red around it, but I want to have a little bit of variation. So we get so R14 and we go pink. So we're going to build this up so that it kind of looks a little glowy. So put the pink out into the gray. And then bring the red in. And then let that sit for a little bit, and then I'll just take a white spot, put it in there for a little bit of specular shine. I'll come back in with the N5 and just darken up some strokes in his hair, just to do that level of layers. Help add to the wet look. And individual strokes that you can see. They probably don't show up great on the camera, but I can see them. People up close will be able to see them. And so we'll put some shape into the reset device. I don't know what else to call it. Time reset device? What would you call it? You guys hear me okay? Again, I'm using them. I'm about 2 feet away from the camera where the mic is. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I have a condenser mic, but when my desktop died, I only have the regular plug. So I've got to get a USB adapter to be able to hook it up to my laptop. I've got that on order, so hopefully by next weekend I'll have the condenser mic working again. It's hard, you know, I'm an old dog and trying to keep up with all this tech. So this now, let's see, you try. You tried to make an animation since you already tried to do digital art before. If you're going to make an animation, what would be it's all about? You should try to make an. I'm trying to understand that sentence. Just try, since you already tried to do digital art before. I do digital art. I prefer to do traditional, but that doesn't mean I can't do digital art. If you're going to make animation, what would be it's all about? What would it be? What would I make if I animated? I think that's what you're asking. Whenever I attack a new media or medium that I'm not familiar with, the first thing I'll try to do is the Hulk. The Hulk is my favorite character to draw. So when I jump into new media of any type, he's my test bed. So the first thing I'd probably do is probably draw a transformation from Bruce Banner to the Hulk, or maybe just Hulk flexing. I don't know. If I were to do an animation. When I played with Maya, I used to play with Maya 3D, and I got fairly, I was a beginner, but like an advanced beginner. I don't know. Does that make sense? So I could animate. I understood a lot of the 3D concepts. I understand a lot of 3D concepts as it is. I took classes. This is funny. I took classes at the local community outreach by the college, and the instructor just sucked. And I've been teaching myself out of books, and I knew more than this knucklehead. So I actually went to the dean afterwards and said, I can do better than this guy, and basically said, prove it. So I taught the class for almost a year. Introduction to 3D, just from being self-taught. So, I have the basics down. I understand the concepts of animation for sure. I haven't done flip books, physical. But... Okay, let's go on. So mic sounds okay. I think that's what I'm getting. A little light in the eyes. Just amazing what just a little dot of white will do to bring some life to your character. A few more dots in the liquid. I don't know. Really don't know what's in the vial. Let's press our correction pen again. I think that's good. The tapping sound is just the beat generator, John. So when I don't have anybody actually in the stream talking to me, I like to have some kind of auditory stimulus. So this beat generator just gives me something to listen to, like a metronome or something. I can change the beat when I get tired of it, Just hit the randomizer and put on a different beat. But with nobody talking to me, I got to have something in my ear. I don't know how these people do these videos by themselves and just talk and talk and talk. Okay, I'm going to bring up a Black Widow reference outfit. Try to finish up the Black Widow. John, why don't you jump in with me? Talk to me. Let's see. By the way, can I ask when you did your... Sorry, my eyesight's not as good as it used to be. When did your love of art start? What age did you start to draw? Dude, see, I've been drawing as long as I can remember, really. Like I said, I'm 53. The earliest picture of me I have drawing is about 2.5, 3 years old. And that's basically just me with a pen scribbling on some magazine. But I'm adopted. I'm from Vietnam, and I was raised by white people in Arizona. And to help me learn English, my mother bought me comic books. So I started reading comic books, and of course, when you look at the comic books, you want to try and draw them too. So that's kind of where it came from. So I've been drawing for at least 50 years, but now drawing heavily, I retired from the military in 2007, and and then I worked some graphic design jobs and some sign making jobs, but nothing really sparked me artistically. And then I got involved with this group called Comic Jam Hawaii in 2011. And it was just, it's a social group of artists that get together locally and draw together. And we started off doing like once a month, and now we do it twice a month now. But that's, I've been drawing heavily because of that group and being that influence and just being around other artists for the last 10 years. So I've drawn more in the last 10 years than I did in the 30 years prior to that. Here's your character poster. So I know these things are gold. It's gold on the belt. That's the gold. Suits bluish gray, black, with weird wispy patterns in it. Okay. No, I'm not gonna do the weird wispy patterns. Her hair is orange is red. She's another pale lady. Trying to have the light consistent from this side. Just get through this stuff. I forgot to draw the ends of the gloves on this hand. Get the other markers down. I know she's got gold in the wrist accoutrements, accessories, whatever you want to call them. Gold in the belt. Just gold there. Gold in the holster. Can't see the other wrist. That's pretty much the gold. And just red here. Like that. So I know most of it's going to be gray, so I'm trying to get all the colors that aren't gray, at least the bases in, so I don't forget to do them. I don't lose track of what's what. Okay. She has a light colored gun. So grab the cool gray number 1. Well, that's a lighter gray. Try to figure out how I want to do her costume, because it's black, but it's got kind of a blue tint to it. Some areas are darker than the others. C7, C8, C8, C6. Let me see how what's the difference between those two. That's a C6. That's a C8. So that gives me the darker patterns. So we'll do the darker patterns first. So I know it's going to look black on screen. I get that. It is actually darker gray. So that's darker. And front of the leg is darker. Things done. The back leg. Oh, that's the strap. Sorry. Position right here. The straps are wider. That's okay. I can blend that out. Can't see the boots in the reference. I'm going to make the boots darker overall. In this area, you notice I'm trying to keep nothing critical down at the bottoms, because that's where the Comic Jam Hawaii logo and the Free Comic Book Day logo will go. Everything else is a lighter green. It's the CD. Now, these are close, but they are different. Hopefully you'll be able to see that in the camera. I don't know. Yeah, I think you can. Let's see. The art is professionally done. You start at an early age, and until now, you still do it. The professional is debatable. I mean, I do sell my artwork, but it's not my livelihood. I do graphic design for the government by day, and then I do this fan art and stuff at night. And I do the local conventions, which are, pre-COVID, they were 3 times a year. Actually, Baton's almost the same color. So I do that too. But I think, I'll never get rich doing the art. That's just a foregone conclusion. I'm not wired for that kind of mentality to do what I need to do to be rich. And I'm not making my own characters. I'm drawing other people's characters. And obviously, these are not my characters. I'm not working for any of the companies that make these characters, so I can't make any money from that. I don't. When I do the conventions, I don't sell prints because, again, they're not my characters. I only sell the original art. Yeah, I'll never be. You go to conventions at all, Dootsy? You go to like comic book conventions. You'll see those guys with like walls, the towers, the prints. And, some of those guys that do that make a decent living, just on fan art. But again, I'm not wired that way because I'm not mass producing anything. Like I know I have the ability to, I don't have the mentality to. What did you say? So I do the occasional commissions. I do the local conventions. And, well, grab that. the orange. We're still watching, huh? Only one person's talking. Chat. You guys got nothing you want to talk about? Chun, you still here? Chun, I know in real life. Not super well, but I know him. Chun's an artist also. Doesn't post much of his stuff. It's coming along, right? Down there. I'm going to mute myself just for a second so I can sharpen this pencil. I don't need you guys to get the... John, you still drawing these days? Over here. Wake up monitor. I'm going to use the pencil to do highlights around her armor threads, the tactical armor. And it says kind of. You still working for the city? You won't say what you do. Oh, dang it. Need that up, Peach. Okay, I'm going to mute myself again. Pencil sharpen's pretty loud. No, it's not really compelling watching or viewing, but I appreciate you guys hanging out. These Prismacolor long PC 938s. Again, I've got a ton of different kinds of whites because I was working on tone paper and tone board. So I've experimented with all different kinds of whites. And these Prismacolor PC 938s are nice and bright, but they're really soft, as you can see as I keep breaking leads. But I found that I needed like different levels of white. So these are a good medium white. These Prismacolors, the Colorase, it's a very hard lead. It's hard to break, but it's also really light. So this is a very subtle white if you're going to use this. And there's a weird artifact that I've never really figured out. But if you like press too hard with these, you can get red streaks. I don't know if it's some kind of chemical reaction or what. But maybe it's burning the lead. Weirded me out the first time it happened to me. What the heck? Of course, I got gel pens. These things are kind of iffy. And then the Presto correction pens. And then I've got paint pens. So I've got all different kinds of white. Just depending on what needs I have. So See, like, let's say I want to put just a specular spot in the golds. So this is just an acrylic paint pen. These will be brighter than the pencil would be. And I'm just gonna put some red behind her. But I think I'm gonna try and leave a border just to help set her out of the frame. Get tired of that beat. Let's change the beat. Let's see. We'll get catch up on Chun's comments here. Chun says he's more admin these days. And he likes to use a white. What is this? Sorry. White Plaka white paint to beef up the whites. Okay, is Plaka a brand or is that a? I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Plaka, Chun. You'll have to explain that one to me. And Dootsy, and we catch up on Dootsy's. Never been to any conventions that spar my older brother's comics because he likes Marvel. No worries. I have a comic collection myself. Okay, take it easy, Dootsy. Thanks for hanging out. Dootsy saying goodbye. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate anybody stopping by. I don't know why people come. There's plenty of better artists out there. There's more entertaining people. Dootsy was asking if I collect action figures. I don't, but he's not here to catch that. So, all right. So, Chun, what is this? What is this Plaka white paint? Explain that to me. What is Plaka white? I suppose I could just Google it, but since I've got you here, I might as well just ask you. Plaka white. I know some people get the Copic white, but that's comes in a bottle and a brush. Hostess are good when they're fresh, and if you shake them up well. If you're not careful though, the pigment gets stuck in the carrier. It just comes out weak. You gotta make sure you shake the paint pens up really good to get the pigment loose. Let's see, Darren's saying, if there's any art advice I can give anyone right now, it's this. Your health is important. If you are not healthy, you would not be able to create the art you want to make. Well, that's, yeah, that's good advice in general. If you're not healthy, it's hard to do anything that you want to do. Now, that's not to say that, everything can be helped. Some, like if you got a disease or something, well, you can't help that. But as much as you can, take care of yourself. I wish I had taken better care of myself. I've got all kinds of aches and pains that I don't have to have for someone my age. think having that leftover white helps, right? Just to help bring her off the background a bit. Chun, sorry, stream is freezing intermittently. Anybody else? Darren, is it stuttering for you too? I want to know if it's my connection or his. It seems to be okay in StreamYard. Can't tell if it's my end. Although I think the internet, the infrastructure in Hawaii, I just don't think it's that great. We really need to invest in our infrastructure beyond just the rail. All right, so I'm gonna call that sheet done. And then I want to at least, like I said, I want to at least get the pencils down on this one. Hopefully more than that. I'll get as far as I can before I peter out. So this is going to be David and Goliath. But because I'm a smartass, I'm going to do, David's going to be Warwick Davis, and Goliath's going to be The Rock. So let me bring up Warwick Davis. I was looking at him earlier, so I did this sketch. Warwick Davis. And it's funny because he does these poses all the time where he's like, hey! If you look at Warwick Davis, I don't know if you can see that. So many of his poses, you know, he's like, I don't know. So kind of took that, but I'm going to put the slingshot in his hands. Where's the one I'm using for reference? Kind of side smile. Let me bring this up. I'm going to say open tab. Not the link, open the image of the tab. Make sure I can get a better look at them. Chen says might be the older iPad. Okay. Said it. I think it's okay on my end. The StreamYard still looks pretty solid. It's either Warwick Davis or Vern Troyer, right? I think Warwick Davis is funny. Let's see. So I'm going to put the slingshot. I know it's not really a slingshot, the David and Goliath tail. It's a sling. I'm going to update this a little bit. Take some artistic license. The work's got kind of an interesting build because it's like his torso is almost a square and his legs are longer. Toga sash kind of thing on. And his condition, I think, causes him to have like his legs are locked, like, so they kind of lean. So do this. Put some sandals on him, I guess. So that's Ward Davis. That's David. And we can, well, I've still got work on my screen. Combo calligraphy pen. Look at the face. Even though the face is going to be much more simplified, I still want it to look like work, or, at least a little bit. Works like kind of a lopsided smile. Change the beat, get tired of that one. Oh, here, John's explaining what placa is. So, placa is made by Pelican brand, okay? Used for correction touch-up for pen and ink. Very opaque if you want it to be, but I find it works well with colored pencils. One bottle lasts a long time. So Pelican, it's a white paint or is it a white ink? I kind of want to have for some reason I just want to have one arm and a sleeve. Weird outfit. I don't know. So the block isn't painted. They have that at like Hawaiian Graphics or something. I'll have to check it out. So this hand should be holding a rock, maybe inside the slingshot. Visualize a rock, sling. Here's holding it. Sling. John, are you going to join us for one of the drinking raw sessions we're going to start doing on Thursday nights? You going to be up your alley? We're going to start doing a drink and draw like Dojian and Quesada do over on their channel. All right, so there's Warwick Davis as David. So we get the rock now. Good reference to the rock. Really, I just need the face for the rock. He's got that superhero build, so I'm used to drawing that. So I'm trying for every Thursday at 7 p.m. Hawaii time. Okay, I guess I should put Dwayne Johnson, maybe. The Rock. Dwayne Johnson. Something to drink. I think if I'm going to do him as David, I should maybe use like the Hercules movie he did. Use that as a reference because they give him the hair and the beard. Dwayne Johnson. Hercules. I wish that movie had done better. It was actually pretty fun. It was badly marketed though. Anybody watch? I want to say it was 2012 now, 2014. Hercules with Dwayne Johnson. The most accurate description I heard of it, it's like a medieval A-Team. I like that now. This one's good. Like I said, it's like a medieval A-Team. Switch hands. I wanted him to have like holding his head like he'd been hitting the head with a pebble or something. Let's see. Let me get the face in there and I'll figure out how I want to put the hand on it. wide nostrils. So in the reference image, he's looking that way, but this way I can rotate the eyes down like he's looking at David, aka Warwick Davis. Just by putting the dots for the pupils there. One of Rock's identifying features is his cheekbones and his heavy-set brows. And what I lovingly call it spy head. Dwayne Johnson, if you're watching, I'm only joking. Don't beat me up. Hercules. Okay, so hand. So I have to think, make sure I'm not putting the thumb on the wrong side. See, if I hold my hand to the side of my head, the thumb would be hidden. Amazing how often you make those silly mistakes when you're not taking the time to think just for a second. Gauntlets on his hands. Beef up the forearms a bit. Hands there. And holding the sleeve, belt, skirt. I think that's good. Good enough, just because he's so small on this, I don't have to be exact. I just have to try and get the likeness a little bit. Comments, just try to keep an eye on the comments. Put this shirt, you won't be able to see where I'm going to have to exaggerate it, bring it over here. Probably can't read the text there, but it's going to say a movie 3,000 years in the making, David and Goliath, Morgan Johnson underneath that. Sure. I don't know. I'm going to be able to get this sheet done. We're ready to start. I woke up at 3 this morning to some random phone call. I'm pretty tired. I know I wanted to finish this sheet, but I don't think I got it in me. This one was character called Creamy Mammy. Creamy Mammy? M-A-M-I? Creamy. M-A-M-I. I started sketching her work, but then I didn't like the way it was going, but I didn't have an eraser with me, so I just waited till I got home. Start that one over. Creamy Mammy. Mommy Mammy. I don't know. It's an anime that was on the air from like 83 to 84. I've never heard of it. I'm not familiar with the characters. She's got kind of a Sailor Moon vibe going on with a wand and magical girl powers. So I'm trying to figure out. I don't like to draw exactly what I'm looking at. So I've got to get enough references and try and get enough of an idea of what the character is so that I can wrap a pose and then put the costume on it. Draw the pose and then wrap a costume on it. That's what I'm going to say. It's no fun just drawing stuff exactly that you're looking at least not to me. I mean, I watch those guys that do that hyperreal art, and it's fantastic technique. It just doesn't look like much fun. But I imagine they wouldn't do it if they didn't enjoy it. I'm not wired the same way. So I like to be, so flexible and deviate from the reference a bit. So when I use reference, I'll use general posing, but when I'm drawing stuff out of my head, when I'm using reference, it's just to get the costume right. And then I'll try and mentally, extrapolate the data to wrap the costume or put it on the person, under the pose I want. So, like I said, right now I'm just trying to get a feel for the character. I had a look going, which was, let's see it. It's kind of like this. So it's just kind of floating with the hands out, It's kind of what I was going for, but I didn't like the angle of the actual reference image. things to eat. So, doing kind of the magical girl thing, but maybe from a lower angle. So, I'm just trying to roughly get the pose in the way I like it, but so we're looking up. That's why I make sure I'm drawing all these arcs to remind myself we're looking up. Now, I don't want to be salacious or scandalous, so I'm going to make the dress actually probably a little lower than it would be, and so we're not looking up her dress, her skirt rather. Shoulders be back here. I think I just had this hand off to the side. Just get the hand to the arm and flying out that way. Ribbon or lace up things on her boots too. Okay. And on her sleeves. Kind of deliberately kept the image small while I was doing that so that I wouldn't focus again on it too much. She's got choker, laced up choker. She's got some big hair. My rendition is obviously not going to look like the anime, but if you wanted the anime, you can just pull it up. Another reference image here. I'm trying to get a better feel for the hair right now. That's what I'm looking at. Big Jack Lord, almost a pompadour in the front, and then flowy in the back. And then it looks like you can get away with just some random strands. It have to be like this in order to show that it's an up angle. All right, well, we'll fake it. So I'm going to put this hand in first. Oh, thought you had lace on the wrist for a second there. Get away without it. We need to commit this part. Is West Side Comics letting me know that they're going to participate in Free Comic Day, so I'll print up a set of markers for them, for bookmarks. People love the bookmarks. That's good to know. I don't know why I have Wonderful Christmas Time floating around in my head. The Beatles. So she's got a bit of hair coming down the front. I didn't account for. So we'll take care of that real quick. Oops. No. Okay. Not the right character, but there she is. Okay. Go back to. I should have wrote down the order. I know the next one is some EMX character from the movie Rad. Rad character. Rad. EMX movie. Crew Jones. Crew Jones. You can write that down, Barbie. Crew Jones. And this is Creamy Mammy. Okay. So Crew Jones. We've got many photos of them that are very helpful. This will be one where I have to kind of just draw what I see because there's not enough reference to extrapolate much from. So we'll go with the photo of them on the bike. I'm just going to find more like that. Or a bigger one so I can see it. I found something. The largest image on Tin Eye. It's still pretty small, but it's better. No. Sorry, I'm just trying to find reference for this character. One that I can see. There we go. This will work. Okay. I'm just gonna. You didn't say doing anything. I'm just gonna draw the character, Crew Jones. Look him up. trying to get the landmarks down quickly. He's got a weak jawline. Almost no jawline, so it's like chin into the neck. And kind of draw over this for a bit, just so it helps replace stuff. One of my friends is like really into BMX as a kid. And this movie really stuck with him. The movie, you know, if you're not into that stuff, you probably never heard of the movie Rad. Big hair. Sweatshirt. And because no one else will know who this is except for my friend, probably. Throw in the Rad logo in the movie. Gotta keep this area open for the logo for Comic Jam. Start mapping out. So I'll have to be about this big. Sorry, I'm just giving myself some landmarks again. I don't make stuff too big. Okay. Oh, hey, Reed. Reed says he watched that back in the day, like Cleaning the Cube or that rollerblading movie with the young Jack Black. Rollerblading with the young Jack Black. I don't know. I guess I wasn't into this stuff. I watched breakdancing movies, so I watched like Beat Street and stuff like that. Let's get this text looking. Oh, shoot, can I close the text? Electric Boogaloo, yeah. Breaking 2. Reed, you want to come in with me? I'll give you the link. Links in the dropping the link in the chat if you want to come in. You someone to talk to. But if you don't want to, it's fine. I get it. Okay, I'm just gonna simulate this jagged 80s font. The heavier shadow underneath on this side. This one's red. Again, kind of jagged. This side. Thicker on this side. It's floating off because it's red. Ozone and Turbo. Yeah. See, now those are characters I remember. But, yeah, you know, if we were into the BMX and not into the breakdance and stuff, then we wouldn't know those guys. I'm not trying to draw this exact. I'm just trying to get the similar look. Shadow top, shadow underneath. Guys, can't give you a Garbage Pail Kid spot. I don't know. What are Garbage Pail Kids? It's like this big check mark thing. Stops right where you are. Tour de France, Tour de France. Some of the breaking stuff there for you folks. Weird that it took a breakdancing movie to introduce me to a German synth band, Kraftwerk. That's how I learned the Kraftwerk. Breaking. So we'll leave this area blank to put the logo. And we'll go back to the image of Crew Jones. Just keeping it kind of light. beats. Why did the volume go away? It's too loud. Oh, sorry, Reed. I wasn't looking. Okay, Reed.
Can you hear me?
Reed.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Reed, you talking?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Say something.
I'm saying something. Hello?
Reed, are you?
Hello?
Reed, you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
I don't know if me, I'm not hearing him. Wait, I heard some. Reed?
Yeah.
Oh, I can hear you now. Okay.
You're muted.
I'm muted? I'm
Yeah,
not muted.
You, for some reason, I was muted or
I
something.
just need to reactivate my headphones because I had anybody in here with me.
Yeah, I'm muted. So much junk on my table.
So what's up, Reed? I turn the beats off now that I have somebody with me.
Nothing much.
Reed?
Same old, same old.
Okay, double check my
Same old, same old.
connections to my earbuds.
Hello?
Yeah, okay, there you are. Right.
Yeah. It's the same old, same old.
Yeah, my earbuds are on. Let me. I tell you what I can do though. Let me put my right earbud instead of my left. My hearing in my right ear is better.
Wait, let me switch to my mic on my.
You there?
Yeah.
All right, I got you now. So what's new, Reed?
Wait, let me switch to my headphone.
Yeah.
How about that? Is that better?
Reed? Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Nights.
Is that good? No.
That's my ear audio.
Can you hear me now?
No, the problem's on my end. It's the headphones. Let me just.
Oh.
Reed, say something.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Testing.
Come on now.
Hello.
Okay, I'm just listening to you through the laptop speakers.
Oh.
Headphones aren't connecting properly for some reason. All right, well, this is Crew Jones. That was suggested by Brett. All right,
Where's Brett? I didn't see Brett.
let's do the next off the wall suggestion. And they got David and Goliath from Big Dog, I think that one was, and then Donovan gave me this creamy mommy. I don't know how to say it. So I at least want to get two more, at least inked in for the night before I quit. It's almost 9 now. Grand Moff Tarkin. That's the next one.
Didn't you do that?
Did I do Moff Tarkin? I don't know.
Oh, I think you did. Before.
I don't know. Did I do Moff Tarkin? I did General Leia. What are we doing, General Leia? I think I've drawn Moff Tarkin. Not for a bookmark anyway.
Yeah, I know you drew Grand Moff Tarkin.
Let me see. I put Grand Moff Tarkin. And my handle. Let's see if anything comes up. No. I think to keep it simpler though, I'll draw the Clone Wars version, right? That'll have simpler lines than trying to draw them from the actual person.
Yeah. Grand Moff Tarkin. Grandma Tarkin.
Grandma. Grandma Tarkin. So Reed, I know you watched the Demon Slayer. Do you recommend trying to catch up on it?
Yes.
So watch the movie.
Yes. Watch the series. You must watch series.
How many? You know how many episodes off the top of your head?
24.
Oh, jeez.
It's not that bad because it's not like that's only one season. Trust me, it'll go by fast because you get addicted. It's one of those. The animation is super good. Story is really good. There's a reason why it took, first it made so much money during the pandemic. It's not a fluke, that's for sure.
Is the audio okay for you since you're actually on my laptop speaker?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't hear myself.
That's good. Well, the microphone is on the camera, but I'm using the speakers on the laptop.
Yeah.
I just hope you weren't getting too much echo or.
No. I would say something if I did.
It's one of the things I don't like about streaming, though. It's like I never know how the audio is. I can hear you, but I don't know how I sound. Yeah.
You're fine. That's why you always ask the people within your if once you have that setting, you just stick to it. You kind of know, especially if you have music, because I run music all through my OBS and stuff.
So I'm running a different setup though, because I'm running the stream through my laptop. My desktop system died. I got to try and troubleshoot it. So this is a backup desktop system, not all in one. So I'm just using that to do the references and stuff. And then I'm using the laptop on my right over here to actually run the stream.
What's the symptoms of your desktop?
The dead one or the one that's working?
The one that's dead.
The one that's working is a really cheap. It's just a Dell.
No.
It's one of those all-in-ones touchscreen.
No, the dead one. The dead one.
Oh, the dead one was an AMD.
But what's the symptoms?
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's either a hard drive cable or the hard drive itself. So I'm going to try picking up an IDE cable, and see if that fixes it. But if that doesn't, then the drive's gone.
Well, I have a unused hard drive.
Yeah.
It's still in the box.
But if it's the cable, the hard drive won't matter.
It comes with a cable.
What's that?
Usually it comes with its own cable.
Oh, the hard drive?
Yeah.
My operating system was on an SSD, which is kind of surprising. I don't know why the SSD would fail.
Oh, is it it's on the SSD?
Yeah, the operating system is, yeah.
Oh, then it shouldn't have failed.
Yeah.
It must be something else. If it's on an SSD, most of the time it's something else, unless the Windows got corrupted. But if the operating system is on the SSD and everything else is on a file, all you do is, as long as it can see it. Like just.
Right now I got the stuff to troubleshoot. I've just got to get around to making the time. So, in the meantime, I just to keep me up and running, I'm doing my laptop for the heavy lifting because the laptop's got enough power to do it. want to have Grandma giving a bony shaka.
Yeah, Rat came out like during like Cleaning the Cube time. I think.
Sorry, what was that?
No, that movie Rad.
Yeah, no, I mean it's the right time frame for me, but it just wasn't my interest. I wasn't a BMX guy.
Because like a few like four, well, it's like what? I came back out in '86. So 3 years later was Gleaming the Cube.
Yeah, Gleaming the Key was past my time.
It was with Christian Slater.
That's the one with Jack Black.
No,
Everyone's
Gleaming the
chasing
Cube was a skateboarding one.
the skateboard.
The one with Jack Black was a rollerblading one. It was like his first movie he ever did. Like he was an antagonist. Let's look that up. Jack Black. Oh, here we go. It was called Airborne, 1993.
See, using the animated version of Moff Tarkin was much quicker.
What is he now? 51?
Jack Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, about my age. He's a little younger than me.
Where's his? IMDb. So that was back in 93. Oh, he was cast in Bob Roberts. That was the first full like regular movie, not made for TV movie that he was in.
Jack Black.
Mhm. That was 1 year before that Airborne where he played Augie. Then he had like minor roles in like Demolition Man and Never
Like,
Ending Story.
I remember him in Demolition Man. He was like the kind of a toady.
Yeah, Westland. Scrap. And he was in Never Ending Story #3 and Bye Bye Love.
I think Demolition Man was probably the first one I remember him from.
Yeah. He was also in
He's kind of hit or miss for me though. I'm not really a Jack Black.
yeah, he was also in Waterworld.
In what? Waterworld?
Yeah.
I remember from Waterworld. What did he play in Waterworld? Was he one of the
He
henchmen
was
or
the
something?
pilot. He was the pilot.
I can't place it.
And then Dead Man Walking.
The prison movie, right?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot he was in Biodome with Tenacious D. And I know he was in The Family Guy. He was the best friend, Rick, the work buddy. Well, yeah, he was in Mars Attack too, yeah? He was
Yeah.
in Mars Attack. The Jackal, Johnny Skid Marks. Some really B movies. Bong Water. Oh yeah, he was in Enemy of the State. He was one of the guys that was in the van. I didn't think he got famous until he did real famous until he did Tenacious D, the TV series. And then he did like Saving Silverman.
I am off Tarkin. Next one is it's I'm off Tarkin. A whole Witcher set. The Witcher. Toss a coin to your Witcher, oh valley of plenty. Oh. Ready for Witcher 2? When's that come out? Witcher 2. When's that come out?
I don't know. I didn't watch the first one.
You didn't?
No.
You're usually so caught up on all the pop culture stuff.
There's certain things that I don't really care. I never watched Inception, and I never watched any of the Bourne franchise, and I never watched any of the. I didn't watch what's his name, Keanu in the. Is that what is he? The guy that kills everybody.
Keanu?
People say that I'm back. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm back.
I've only seen the first one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the other two yet.
I haven't watched any of them. There's certain movies that doesn't really, I don't know, certain genres that it's like, it's okay. I don't care if I watch it, if I don't.
I don't know what I'll do with The Witcher.
It's like I never watched that series with the little kids.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, that everybody loves. It's weird because certain things that people like to watch, I'm like, I don't really care to watch it because it's so trendy. But then there's things that are trendy that I really like to watch.
Really,
It's like I never watched Game of Thrones.
yeah, I've never watched a full episode of Game of Thrones. That's why I'm.
I've never watched a single episode of Game of Thrones.
I mean, I've seen bits, but I've never watched a full episode.
No, I haven't even seen bits. Uh, I never watched Lost. I didn't get caught up in that because those end up becoming crap at the end. They never end well. It's like I know it's gonna be like the Walking Dead too. Like I watched The Walking Dead, and and I get up to a certain level, and then I've like binge watched like 10, almost 10 seasons, and I stopped and I don't go back to it for a long time because it's always the same. It never ends. It's like things go extremely bad, and then there's a calm. And then the guy that you like dies, and then everything goes to shit again. And then you question humanity, and then there's something goes wrong, and then there's a lull for a very short time. And just when you think that everything's going to be okay, all crap, happens, and it's never the same again. Like I don't know how what you call is going to end it, how they're going to end it, but it's no longer like I mean, it's based off the comic now, but I don't know how it's already went down a path where it's not anything like the comic anymore. So I don't know how it's going to end.
Which one are you talking about now?
Like The Walking Dead.
Oh, like, I gave up around the time they killed Glenn.
Yeah, Negan kills Glenn, but it was good up to even past then, and then all of a sudden it's like they got into a fight with him, and it's like I don't know. It's like. I mean, Robert Kirkman, I don't know how he's going to end it. It's not going to end good. It's going to, I just hope it's not going to be like another, like, I don't know. I hope it doesn't end up being like another Lost or Game of Thrones. Or even an Attack on Titan. I just hope that it's not going to be something like that.
Well, the thing for me is like, it's just one shitty group of people after another. It's just like,
yeah, and it's the same thing over and over and over again.
And that's why I kind of gave up on it. It's like I'm done. It's just variations on a theme. One shitty group of people after another. Let me see what this sword looks like. More. I like that this sword isn't real fancy looking. His armor sure is. Armor's kind of ridiculous. Let's see. So, doing this cheat thing by having him hold the sword in front of him. That way I don't have to draw all the armor. And then make for a nice dramatic pose. Be in front of the sword. It's actually kind of a low angle or tilted headshot. Oh, it's 9:12. Come on, I gotta get this done. At least a pencil, right? So one thing I can do to help hide this more is I can have the hair hanging in front of his face. It's something I can work with. Can't find an angle that's quite what I want. I guess that's probably as close as I'm going to get it. Quick search. That was they got the prosthetics on his brow, so you can't see his creases. That's a worried look. I don't want that. Happy with him. Probably working. I just have to extrapolate a bit. I keep hitting the wrong button. Fat fingers. Which. Yeah. Eyes looking up. Do Geralt without actually having to make what's Geralt. You know, come hey, check out the drink and draw Thursday.
If I can.
The artists are going to be Garrett Tato, um, Connie Yolitz, and,
You know what finds if I find it funny is half of you guys don't drink, or more than half of you don't.
yeah. Well, I kind of offering up the main thing is just to make it a
Like,
more adult.
like John doesn't drink. You don't drink. Garrett barely drinks. Uh,
But like I
like,
said,
huh?
it's more
Okay.
about having a more an adult drawing session.
Yeah, but half of the fun of a drinking draw is to like shoot the breeze while you're drinking.
But that's why we call it the drink and draw, so people understand. Hey, this is going to be a little more adult.
Dennis would be a good one because he's a he's a connoisseur drinker.
And the Simoto.
Yeah.
Well, I was never much of a drinker, even socially. It's just I've never been drunk in my life. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm willing to give up that much control of myself.
Mm.
And on and Log, I guess, are going to join me for the second one. They already reached out and said they wanted to do it. The second one, the topic will be kaiju.
No.
What's that?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
Kaiju. I mean, kaiju is.
It's broad.
Yeah, you would have to. The people that should be in the kaiju area should be like Jackson and JT and what you call Season and Jonathan.
Well, this is the first what I'm calling an episode. If it's popular, then we can get a rotating group of artists. I'd like that.
And on, I know she drinks, and I guess what you call drinks too, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be running the stream anyway, so I can't get too. I couldn't get too out of control even if I wanted to. Italian. Hundreds.
What? It's time. Next time we meet.
One nice thing about doing the studs and stuff on his armor is they're not even. So you don't have to worry about getting too exact. Setting up what's patty and what's not. Belt. Belt. What do you think? Pretty good way to cheat? Draw the Witcher without drawing the Witcher?
Hmm. Yeah.
All right. So I got a sheet at least sketched out. I can let the ink dry and. Oh! I'm sure if I'd be able to get it done. It's like I'm dragging. I woke up at 3:30 or 3 o'clock this morning for a phone call. I couldn't go back to sleep, so I think I need to get ready for bed, Reed.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out for a
No
bit.
problem.
We'll say goodbye to anybody else that might be watching. Thank you for watching. Aloha.